All right, buckle up, flavor detectives, because we are about to drop a bombshell. Blue raspberry is not a real fruit. Yep, that electric blue sugar bomb taste you've come to know from slushies, sour straws, and gummy worms, it's a flavor that was straight up invented. And not just the flavor, the color too. That shocking neon blue, purely synthetic. But the real question is, why? Why did blue raspberry become a thing, and who decided it was raspberry in the first place? Stick around, because this rabbit hole goes deep. Welcome back to Kamikaze Food, your home for all things strange and delicious. And hey, you, yeah, you! We've seen thousands of you tuning into our flavor-packed mysteries, but most of you haven't subscribed yet. If you've ever wondered why candy is blue, or how bubblegum got its flavor, then hit that subscribe button like it just challenged you to a sour candy face-off. And in the comments, tell us, what's the weirdest artificial flavor you secretly love? So here's the chewy mystery at the center of today's video. Is blue raspberry even based on a real fruit? And if not, how the heck did it become one of the most iconic flavors in the world of candy, slushies, sodas, and sports drinks? Because let's be honest, it's everywhere. From ices at the movie theater to lollipops at the dentist's office. Why do they do that, by the way? Blue raspberry is basically flavor royalty. But unlike orange or cherry or grape, it doesn't exactly grow on a tree or a bush for that matter. Let's talk facts. Real raspberries come in a variety of colors: red, black, golden, and even purple, but blue? Not really a thing. At best, there's a fruit called white bark raspberry or Rubus leucodermis that has a dark bluish hue when it's ripe, but even that looks more like a deep indigo or purplish black, not the vibrant electric blue that you find in your Sour Patch snacks. So how did we go from nature's subtle berries to something that looks like it came from a Smurf's juice cleanse? The origin story of blue raspberry goes back to the 1950s and 1960s when candy and ice pop companies were dealing with a major issue: how to stand out in a saturated rainbow of fruity flavors. You had red for cherry, orange for, well, orange, yellow for lemon, green for lime or apple, and purple for grape. But raspberry was a popular flavor too, and it didn't have a distinct identity in the color wheel of treats. So, companies made a bold decision: give raspberry its own unique color to make it pop. And what better way to stand out than blue? The real turning point came in 1976 when the FDA banned red dye number 2 due to health concerns. Suddenly, food manufacturers had to pivot. To replace certain red and purple shades, they started leaning more into blue dyes like Brilliant Blue FCF, aka Blue Number 1. It was bright, safe, and eye-catching. Combine that with raspberry flavoring and boom! Blue raspberry was born, not in a lab exactly, but pretty close. It was less about nature and more about marketing, color coding, and making your tongue turn blue. And let's not forget the marketing genius behind this. Giving raspberry a vibrant blue not only differentiated it from cherry and strawberry, but it also created a new experience for kids. If your slushie turns your lips blue, that was part of the fun. It was visual, it was memorable, and it quickly became iconic. Food scientists and candy makers were tapping into sensory psychology. We eat with our eyes first, right? So, what does blue raspberry actually taste like? That's where things get funky. It's not the taste of a real raspberry. It's a mashup of citric acid, esters, and aldehydes, designed to mimic tartness and sweetness in a perfectly balanced explosion. You'll get hints of banana, cherry, pineapple, and even some floral notes. It's less a replica of nature and more a Frankenstein of fruitiness. It's designed to be hyper-real, more intense than anything you'd ever pick from a bush. But let's take a quick detour, because blue raspberry didn't just stop at candy. It invaded the world of sports drinks, vape juices, protein powders, cough syrups, ice cream, and even vodka. Yeah, somewhere out there is a blue raspberry martini with your name on it. And here's the kicker. Despite it being completely artificial, people now associate blue raspberry with childhood, nostalgia, and even authenticity. It's fake, but it's our fake. And here's something you may not have heard before. Some historians believe the blue raspberry craze has Cold War connections. That's right. During the 60s and 70s, America was obsessed with futuristic colors and artificial everything. Foods, textiles, plastics. Blue raspberry fit perfectly into the neon narrative of the space age. You weren't just eating a popsicle, you were biting into the flavor of tomorrow. Now, for the juicy part. Was blue raspberry ever supposed to taste like a raspberry at all? Not exactly. It was inspired by raspberry, but not modeled after it. Food scientists wanted something tangy, sweet, and a bit mysterious. Real raspberry flavor can be subtle and inconsistent. Blue raspberry, on the other hand, punches you in the taste buds. It's engineered flavor with zero apologies. So, the next time you unwrap a blue raspberry Jolly Rancher or sip on a slushie, remember, you're not tasting nature. You're tasting a decades-long collaboration between food chemists, marketing experts, and dye manufacturers. It's a flavor built on fantasy, not farms. But honestly, that's what makes it awesome. Alright, flavor nerds, let's do a quick recap. Blue raspberry isn't real. It's not based on a natural fruit. It was born out of necessity and branding in the mid-20th century, and it's stuck around because it's just so dang fun. It doesn't need to be real to be loved. It just needs to turn your tongue blue and your brain nostalgic. Got a flavor you want us to investigate next? Ever wonder where root beer's weird taste comes from? Or what the heck Tutti Frutti even is? Drop your tasty mystery in the comments below, and while you're there, smash that subscribe button like it owes you a slushie. Thanks for hanging out with us on Kamikaze Food, and until next time, stay curious and stay delicious.